Hey, hello scrappy friends. Okay, so I am playing with a brand new Brave and Bold from Amy Tan. I had intended on cutting this out on Scan and Cut, so I've got two sheets to use one because I love the B-side as well, and fussy cut and cut the other on Scan and Cut, but not all the butterflies are cut on Scan and Cut because they're not solid edges and they've got the black blobs in the middle, so I'm going to have to fussy cut, so that's okay. I'm sure, you know, lots of people who like fussy cutting wouldn't see an issue with that. I don't like it. Scrapping these pictures from Scotland last September, and we are in Glen Doherty, looking at Lake Mari, Loch Mari. So Loch Mari is like right off here in the distance, and we're looking down the glen. So yeah, so I'm going to use Brave and Bold because I thought the greens in this were really good with the landscapey pictures. So yeah, I thought they looked good. And loving these cut parts, so I've got two of them as well to use the B-side. There's quite a few in this collection. I've got two sheets of. Not sure where I'm going, not sure what I'm doing. Got this inspiration from 2015. This is Paige Evans from the American Crafts blog, and I like it's got the We Are Memory Keepers punch board punching out some of the words in some of the papers. And I haven't used mine nearly enough, so I thought I'd use that. And then there's a variation of it from Good Things 88 on the Studio Calico blog from December 15. And whereas this is all strips of paper, this one uses strips of paper but also like bits of the embellishments, tickets and stuff as well, so I liked that. So I don't know if I'm going to get that to work with 4 photos, but it's a bit of an inspiration piece. I'm thinking I am going to use this green as my background and then build on top of that, possibly. Not 100% sure yet. I may use something else, maybe something a little bit more neutral, or not, well, maybe not neutral, but see, I think something like this is neutral. I know it's blue, but it is like a like not in your face, so I might use that instead because that works. Let's have a look. Maybe that. Really don't know what I'm doing. Really don't know where I'm going with this. Or the check background, maybe. Just space for the page, isn't it? It's not. I love me some yellow. Got 2 lots of the hearts as well, so I can cut one of them out. Love that one. Right, love that yellowy green. Okay, so that's what we have. We'll start by cutting the photos down. I am going to, I had intended on do this kind of like a live scrap, this is my process start to finish kind of thing, but I'm thinking that might get a bit long, so especially considering I don't know what I'm doing. So what I'm going to do is start scrapping and probably edit out a lot of the and ahhing so you don't have to put up with all that, and leave you in the end with something a little quicker with a voiceover. Oh, ice cream man. Okay, so let's get you on fast forward with the voiceover so you don't have to listen to me thinking about what I'm going to do. You can actually see what I did when I know what I've done. Okay, yeah, let's get it on fast forward. So here we are, stacking my photos up in my usual vertical kind of way that I do with multiple photos. Decided I'm sticking with that green background paper with the hearts on and trim off my manufacturer strip. Always keep hold of these because they're really great for different techniques. Don't really want them how I usually put them. I've got so many layouts with them stacked like that. Quick look at page maps. Nothing really that I fancy apart from there's a layout with one key, with your photos one key, which I quite liked. Remind me of another layout that I did in my in this album actually, where the photos are one key around a journaling box, but they're going more vertical, going from the right of the journaling box and around to underneath the journaling box. Actually, let me pop that photo in. I will put that photo in here at some point so you can see what I mean. So yes, and then decide that this little box off that cut apart sheet will do for the journaling box. Bring out the foam backed stickers that are with this collection, and thought that little moments, big memories will be really great for the title. Then decide I want to put some behind the photo, so I want to layer up some papers. So I've got all these pattern papers from the collection, I need to get them used. So I actually end up going back to that neutral-ish blue sheet that I had before, and nothing technical about deciding the size of this other than laying up to the photos and knowing that I want each of the photos in the journaling box to come off the edge of the block. So it's a case of just laying it over the photos and by eye cutting where I wanted it. I then decided it needs a little bit more, and after putting my trimmer back together, I use the B side of that paper, which has these stripes of colour, which I really like as a contrast to that darker green. Still has the colours that I use in the layout, but it has the white background, and I use the B side of the cut apart as well, just as another layer on the right. And again, I'm just cutting this by eye, not getting too technical, and moving the pictures about to get the bit of the paper that I want to show. Then to faff about with where they're all going, to make sure I've got placement of the papers right, where the photos will hang off the edge where I want them to. So I decided that the width of the ruler was a good gauge on where I want them to go. And then just placing the photos on again, just to make sure that they're hanging off the way I want them to, which they are, so happy with that. Once I know that the photos are where I want them to be, I know that's where I want the blue block, so take it all off again to stick that down. And then on come the photos. So yeah, so this is me and Mr. Ding in Scotland in September. This is probably day 4 or 5 of the holiday, so I've scrapped a lot from this already. I haven't done any recording for years, as you've probably noticed on my channel. I have a few layouts from a year or two ago that I've recorded that I never got around to editing, and then I've got my new computer. I don't like the editing software on it, so when I was going to start editing them all back in September when I got the new computer, and the week after this holiday I was a week off, and I thought I know I'll get all my YouTube videos get uploaded. New computer, didn't like the software that was on it because I used to use Windows Media Player on the old computer, so kind of gave up. But I thought, let's get going again with these new collections. Right, so I'm cutting the cut parts here. I really like these little like date tabs, the tabs that are on the collection. I use these for the where and when. Now you notice that I've done my 3 points, so I've done my triangles. You notice I do that a lot. Not very often don't do the 3 triangles. But my cluster that goes up at the top left, when you see the photo at the end, I do actually move it down, because after I finish recording I think I'm really not happy, and there's this big space between the photo and that top left cluster, and I do move it down so it's actually on the corner of the blue paper rather than on that corner onto the green. So you'll see that in the photos at the end, but I'm just building the clusters now, going through the different bits of embellishments, using my micron pens for the when and where, so the name of the lock and the glen we were in and the date, using the arrows off the sticker sheet there. One of them's holographic, it's fantastic, it's really shiny, do like them. So then I just go through the rest of the ephemera really. What I noticed on the stickers, there's only one heart. You'll see that in a bit when I start adding some hearts. I'm going through the die cut ephemera here, just really liked that that circle embellishment, and on the screen that I'm using at the minute I can't see where it says, but it's a saying that ends with tiger, so it's just a picture of a tiger, but it just didn't really go. Tried a couple of the other circles, but I just didn't like the way they looked, so I ended up not using it at all. Keep those banner pieces and separate them out and use them as a layer. I don't know about you, but I don't like the perforations that around when they do these banners in this way now, when they do these embellishments in the embellishment packs, the die cut embellishment packs from American Crafts now, where you pull them apart like that. So you do see me trimming them off, and maybe out of shot slightly when I am trimming them off. There you go. So you see me trimming off the side that'll be showing when I do put them on, and I move this about so much, that piece there. Okay, so love this pattern. This is actually blue. The pink piece, pink circles, it's like spokes, and there's a pattern paper with that on which is in blue, and it's also one of the stamps as well. So I'll cut the frame apart because I do like it, but you're going to be missing, hiding half of it. So I do cut it apart so that I can use the bits elsewhere, and the same with the pink bit with the spoke pattern on and with the tag. At the end of the day, it's going to be hiding behind a piece of pattern paper or behind a photo. Cut it up, use the other bit elsewhere, get the most out of your embellishments. This is when I decide that I probably will use the stamp for some ephemera, and what I'm doing is I'm pulling out a couple of the pieces of die cut ephemera that I probably won't use, so that I'm using the same type of card as the other pieces, and I'll show you what to do with that in a minute. Now these are the bits, the offcuts from the frame, I'm using as a layer next to the right photo and below the bottom photo. So what I'm going to do now is actually stamp on those pieces of die cut ephemera that I pulled out of the pack that I wouldn't use, and I've just got the other bit of that die cut so I can check the colour, and I thought it's pretty much like the New Kitsch Flamingo from Tim Holtz and Distress Oxides. Absolutely love that colour. So pull that apart, pull that out, stamp me spokes, bit of a clean up with the biodegradable baby wipes there. Okay, and then fussy cut. Yes, I fussy cut. Anybody knows me knows I don't like fussy cutting, so I have a scan and cut, but it was necessary in this instance. So to give me a third embellishment with that pink spoke pattern on. So I used a bit of cut from the top below the left photo, and I do play about with the layering of that, but the one I've stamped goes next to the right photo there. So I decide that's going to move after I've stuck it, because I'm going to put the bottom half of the tag that I cut off, and just make sure the bottom half of the tag is covering the word that was printed on that die cut. Was going to use the flowers, but changed my mind, don't think it needs it. Okay, so there's only this heart on this double sheet, these stickers. So I really struggle. There's a little heart and there's a medium heart, so I end up opening the sticker pack, which I love these sticker books in the American Crafts collections. There's a few hearts in this, not as many as usual. It's a little heart-like compared to what these collections are usually like. And then I decide to use a couple of hearts. There's quite a few hearts on this foam thicker sheet, which I like. Do change that blue one at the bottom to a bigger one, and I am actually using them to stick down where I've not put enough adhesive on the back of stuff. Love these hexagons. Are they 5-sided, 6-sided? So I don't know, hexagons, yeah. And just dot 3 of them about, and then we're done. I do my journaling, so I'll speed it up a little bit quicker for my journaling, and then we're gonna come back to me talking live at the end, and then I'll do a bit more voiceover to talk you through the layout with what I changed. Okay, so there we are. Absolutely nothing like the inspiration I started with. I just didn't think this looked good for 3 photos, and I was going to do me typical 3 photos down the side, or 4 photos down the side as it was originally, and I wanted something a little bit different. So yeah, very different to what I thought when I first started, but loving it. Hope you do too. Thanks for stopping by. Bye bye. So just jumping back on to say bye, and also you see where I've moved that cluster down. I just think it looks a little bit better there than it did in the top corner. Hope you agree. Really bye bye for real this time. Have a good day. Bye.